You must see this at the border. You must see, you must have your heart broken at every turn by the idea that they have an image of what America is, and they have to look at it through a chain link fence that is cruel because they can't get in, and America is now treating them like toys.
Especially in El Paso, which is connected with this city in Mexico called Ciudad Juarez. El Paso's the metro area, roughly 1 million. Ciudad Juarez, 1.5 to 2 million. 3 million people in the Chihuahuan Desert, in the Rocky Mountains, in the Rio Grande River Valley. And then there's nothing for, hundreds of miles in every direction in terms of big cities, big population centers. And just the interplay between those two cities in culture, in trade, we see that day in and day out. There are millions of crossings between our two cities every year. So that dynamic is at play there. And so many El Pasoans started in Chihuahua, or started in Ciudad Juarez. Many Mexican, but many came here from other countries, came here from Cuba or Lebanon or Syria. It's a large Lebanese population in El Paso. And so many of those stories from my friends who are Lebanese Americans are of their grandfathers who came here from Juarez in 1912 and were rag pickers, and then slowly were able to confer that into a small little bodega grocery store, and then into some real estate holdings. And every generation just has that hammered into them that you are going to work because your grandfather started from nothing and built this up. And you look at those who are coming over today. We just learned that a second body has been recovered in this floating barrier, which is this drowning death trap that our governor, Greg Abbott, has deployed in the middle of the Rio Grande River. I mean, imagine you've traveled 2,000 miles from Honduras or Guatemala or El Salvador. You've come over from Haiti or Cuba to the mainland, and then you've made your way up those 2,000 miles. You're now at the Rio Grande River. You're at the front door to the United States of America. You cannot go back to Cuba. You cannot go back to Haiti. There's only one direction that you can move. And unfortunately, and though I'm a Democrat, I feel like I've got to say this, our current president has made it too hard for people who want to lawfully, legitimately claim asylum to do so in the right way, which means that you go to a port of entry at a bridge that crosses a river and you say, hey, my name is Beto O'Rourke, I want to claim asylum, and you go through that process. Folks who can't do that feel like they have no other choice but to go into that river. And when they go into that river, whether you can swim or not, you're going to try to get across. And for those who can't, we've lost 28 people just in one county. There are 254 counties in Texas. One border river county, Maverick County, 28 people. These two are the last two of the 28 have drowned. They're kids, they're infants, they're fucking mothers who would do what my mom, what your mom, I bet did, which is sacrifice everything, potentially her own life, to give you a better one in this country. And to do what? Not to get free health care or to steal some kid's place in school or to take a benefit that they didn't earn, to work the fucking hardest jobs that America has available today that most people who are born in this country won't take on for whatever reason. And those are the people that we are killing. And I don't think we can traffic in euphemisms and couch this in terms that make people comfortable. That is a conscious decision that we made to make it far more likely that you will drown and die and get caught up in that river barrier. They've put concertina wire, razor wire under the water level. People are becoming ensnared, entrapped in that. Pregnant woman was found tangled up in this concertina wire, which means that it had cut and dug into her body and she couldn't extricate herself from it, and she miscarries there. Imagine how painful and humiliating that public suffering on the banks of the Rio Grande River in 105-degree heat is. And we are doing that. And it's on, now that we know about this, it is on our conscience, and it is on all of us until we do something to change it. And so these people who come here to do better for themselves, but to your family's story and my family's story and the stories of tens of millions of our fellow Americans, they also come here to make this a better country. And by their very presence, they have and they will. These are the people that we are doing this to right now. And I'm so disappointed and angry in our country. And not just Greg Abbott. It's just too easy to say that Greg Abbott did this. He did. And I want to be clear about who the perpetrator is. But Joe Biden is the most powerful man on the planet right now. And that river boundary is under his purview, constitutionally, legally, in any way that you want to look at it. And for whatever reason, he has not intervened yet to save the lives of these people who will lose their lives unless somebody, and that's got to be President Joe Biden, does something right now. And I don't know why more people aren't raising this alarm or calling for the president to act. But until he does, this is going to continue to happen, because to expect Greg Abbott to change his spots or to suddenly grow a heart and empathize with those who are coming here is to expect too much. We've got to count on the person who can do it. And to the little I know of Joe Biden, having spent time with him on the campaign trail in 2019 and 2020, he is a good man with a conscience. He wants to do the right thing. He just needs to come through and do it now.